Hello, 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 and welcome back to Small Biz Better Summit. We are so happy to have you back here for yet another great session. A lot of great sessions that you've attended so far, a lot of great sessions here to come, and of course, this session right here, so glad you attended because this is one not to be missed. We have back by popular demand the wonderful, the amazing profit coach Susie Carter. How are you doing, Susie Carter?
Woo! I'm doing awesome today. It's a great day to make some money. That's all I gotta say.
Said best by the profit coach herself, who I'm so happy to announce her 10th best-selling book, author of the new best-selling book coming out, Power Your Profits. Please check it out at poweryourprofitsbook.com. Ready for pre-order. And when you go there, you get a lot of nice free goodies while the book is being produced and when it launches in May 2020. So we're so happy for that. And Susie's going to take you behind the scenes for some nice, juicy, great information continuing from our last summit. So if you missed it, we're going to go over a very quick review of what we talked about last time. And then she's going to get into the second set of 5 through 10 or 6 through 10 of her 1 through 10, how to power your profits, how to build your 7-figure business. So without further ado, Susie.
So I am so excited. So I want to just give a quick recap because nothing's worse than you jumping right in the middle of the training. So if this is your first one, welcome. If this is, it's several of them, welcome back. We're glad to have you here. So we started talking about how do you build a 7-figure business. 88% of all small businesses make less than $100,000 a year. That's bananas. It's unacceptable. Go get a job, right, if you want to do that. The top 5% make over $500,000, and the top 1.7% do $1 million or more. So I want to talk to the people that want to build $1 million business, because if we're going to play, go big or go home. Yes?
Yes.
So we talked about what systems and strategies you need to put in place, and we looked at rating your business. And when you're rating your business on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 means you're not so good at it. 10 means I have that mastered. So if you're catching up, follow along, and you can also go back to the replay, and Marcus and I both go in detail on how to do this. So we looked at understanding your ideal client, your strong sales strategy, online/offline, an automated follow-up sequence. Then we started looking at you had a strong and effective lead magnet and list building. Listen, all roads lead to money. So you need to write that down, circle, highlight, all roads lead to money. Then we looked at what's your revenue stream, what's your product suite, what are the things that we're selling? And you have to have a really clearly defined revenue stream and look at what's product A, product B, product C, whether you're selling a service or you're selling a thing. Now, we're starting off with number 6. And what I love about this is it looks like a lot of marketing, but all roads lead to money, and you've got to get people into your tribe. You got to get people onto your list. So you have to have a strong, solid circle, highlight, underline, social media strategy. You can't just go on there and post sometimes or whenever you want to. You have to really look at what is my strategy. And you can't do it every day. There's no way with my busy schedule that I can go in every day and be on social media. We all know that's a time suck. That'll pull me out of it. So I have a calendar that I use with my team. And we sit down. So we're doing that all right now in this last month of the year. And we're looking at what does next year look like. And we have the first quarter already laid out, Marcus. Our first quarter is done inside of our social media strategy, inside the calendar. What's our blog? What's our blog post? I have a list of all my social media videos that I have to produce on the holiday break. My profiles, I have to update those because who I was last year is not who I am this year. And then we look at what kind of engagement did we have this year and what were the things that my clients loved. Now, Marcus, you know more about this than I do, but the reality is they love when I do business stuff, but they really love when, like Marcus said, I share the behind the scenes. They love to find out, like, what was the hardest thing about publishing a book? What was the hardest thing about working with a major publisher? Because we're being published by Simon & Schuster. What was the hardest thing about that? So they love all those snippets. And then my Facebook ads, we do ads ongoingly because that goes up to number 4, which are my strong lead magnets and list building. So the way that I get engagement is I'm doing Facebook ads. So I want you to rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 around your social media strategy. It can't be a sometimes. It has to be the all the time. Do you want to add anything, Marcus?
I think you did it beautifully there. One thing I
Okay.
will say,
Yes.
when you're doing your social media strategy the quarter before, make sure every 2 weeks you look at them real time. So look at the next 2 weeks out every time so that you stay current, because there's going to be a lot of things that happen in the media, and you want to make sure you're able to make sure your posts are not in contradictory with anything that's happening in the media, especially any tragedies. And you also want to make sure that if there's something good happening in the media, you have enough knowledge ahead of time to make sure, oh yeah, in 10 days we're posting about this. Let's make sure that we look at that and add any additional components that we need to solidify that even more. So I think that's a great strategy.
That's a great piece of advice, right? To have, if you're not doing it, look, I want you to look at what's my highest income producing activity only I can do. Me creating all my social media memes, that's not the highest use of my time. The highest use of my time is being here with you now. It's being on the phone with potential clients. It's being on the phone with clients. It's out speaking and training. So you have to look at what's the highest income producing activity, and everything else we need to outsource, right? So that leads me to our marketing plan. And fortunately, I have one of the most amazing marketers on the call with us, right, which is Marcus and his team. And what is that marketing plan? How are we getting customers to come into our business? You know, in the old days, like what were the things that you did to get them to walk into your business? Same thing online, offline, is where do my clients hang out? What do I need to, what kind of conversations do I need to have? What does that look like? What are my drip campaigns? What is the marketing plan for next year so that you're not managing it month to month? You have that overall strategy. I know right now for me and my clients, we're doing financial strategy. So when I meet with somebody like Marcus on the marketing team, I'll come and say, here's my financial goals, Marcus. Here's how many units I need to sell in this. Here's how many units I need to sell in this. Here's how many I need to sell in this. What do we do? And then their job is to put together the marketing plan to come to the table and go, here's how we're going to do it. Here's how much it's going to cost, but here's our return on investment. So a really good, strong marketing plan has a good ROI, or return on investment. So I want you to rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. Now, in the past, I would have rated our marketing plan probably a 4 because I was the road marketer. I didn't have a budget for somebody like a Marcus, right? And I didn't know the value. I was saving pennies, losing dollars. I should have hired Marcus, but the reality was I was so scared, and the results that I was producing is not what I would get if I hired somebody like Marcus. So when you look at every area of your business, you want to go, how do I find the most qualified expert to help me from where I am right now? A good team, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, Marcus, but it will pay for itself inside itself based on the results that we're going to produce. So what is your strong marketing plan for this next year, and what do you need to put in place? What do you want to add to that, Marcus?
I am just in awe of your brilliance and your excellence right now, because you are saying exactly what we wish we could tell everyone on the planet. And people just often just feel that marketing plan is not necessary, or their marketing plan is to get it out in front of as many people as possible. And if they don't hear us, let's say it louder. And if saying it louder isn't working, let's say it in more places. Right. And if saying it in more places doesn't work, let's say it louder in more places. And we're like, that strategy is just like a spray and pray strategy. We're spraying the market and praying something lands. And so what you said is spot on. That marketing plan, just like your business plan, it's like your solid foundation. And I know it's not the fun stuff, but that is what all of the great things that we do with your social media, your websites, all of those great things rest on that solid foundation. And a good marketing firm, a good agency, we're going to help you with that foundation as well. So don't worry about if you don't have that going into an agency. They'll help you with that if they're a good agency as well. So thank you for bringing that to the forefront, Susie, the profit coach Carter.
Look, life lesson 5,099 million. I did it wrong, so now I understand how to do it right. And I understand the value of a really good team. And marketing is fun, right? Because all roads lead to money. You need to write that down. All roads lead to money. And the marketing plan is a big component in that. We can't spray and pray. We have to have a strategic plan around that. Number 8 is all around your pricing and your modeling, right? So what is your price modeling? Are you charging what you're worth, right? The reality is how we come up with our pricing. Most people, right? Even when I first started, I did the same thing. I would go, how much does Marcus charge? Okay, Marcus charges $2,000. How much does Susie charge? She charges $5,000. How much does Lisa charge? She charges $10,000. Okay, I'm going to charge. I'm not as experienced as Lisa, not as experienced as Susie. I'm a little bit more experienced than Marcus, so I'm going to charge $2,000. Right? It's like, well, that has nothing to do with your pricing strategy. We need to look at what is all your overhead based on your financial plan, based on our fees from our marketing plan, our social media plan, all those other things that we talked about. And then how much profit do I want? How many units am I going to sell? And then that's how we come up with a financial plan to go, this is what this should cost. This is how many I have to sell in order to be profitable. Now, let me say something about profit, because profit is the value that I, as the business owner, bring to the business. Profit is not what's left over. Profit is planned for. And that all goes to your pricing and your pricing model. And more importantly, I want you to check in to go, am I charging what I'm worth? Every entrepreneur I talk to knows that they could be charging more or should be charging more. We just get afraid. So I want you to rate yourself in this pricing category and go, oh, you're really good at it and you understand it. Maybe your CPA, your accountant, your finance coach, your business coach helped you do that, or you winged it. Now, either way, if you winged it, then let's go back to the basic and go, here's what I have to charge. Now, when I first did this exercise, Marcus, I realized I was losing $15 on every client. Now, that doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're doing 1,000 clients, that's a lot of money that you're losing every single month. So you want to make sure that your business is set up to create that profitability. So rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. Number 9 is all this now isn't normally the fun stuff, right? All the back end stuff, right? That's your customer relationship management. That's your PR tool if you have one. That's your search engine optimization. That's your financial accounting software. That's how we're taking orders in. That's how we're automatically sending our emails out. That's how we're doing questionnaires for our clients if we want to get feedback from them. So your back-end systems are clean, lean, and mean. Now, this is normally one of those last pieces that we put together as a business because we don't really think about it. We're just busy about working about the front end. I'm going to sell them. I'm going to get them in my programs. And then we don't think about the back end. Like, how am I touching them? How am I communicating them? How many touches do I want them to have? What do I want to say to them? And so I want you to rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 on your back-end systems. Now, again, wherever you are. Don't get upset about it. Just go, oh, I'm a 5, I'm a 2, I'm a 0, I'm a 10, whatever the number is. Last but not least is your financial growth. This is the foundation of your business. So I have 2 financial plans. I know this sounds crazy and bananarama, but let me tell you why. So one is my must. This is my must goal that I have to do, like no kidding, for me to hit my goals and objectives and to feel accomplished. And then I have a stretch goal. Now my team, everybody I'm managing is managing from the stretch goal. My marketing team, they have my stretch goal. My Facebook ad team, they have my stretch goal. All my team that works for me, they have my stretch goal. I focus on my stretch goal. And then what happens at the end of the year is I usually fall somewhere in between the must and the stretch. Every month, y'all, I'm looking at what was my goal, what was my actual. What did I say I was going to do and what did I do? What did I say I was going to do and what did I do? So then I'm measuring every single month. I'm looking at, did I hit it or did I not? So now you have 10 areas on a scale of 1 to 10. In the history of doing this, I said this when we started our class last time. In the history of doing this, nobody, even me, ever got 100. I've had people have 80 or 70, but nobody's ever gotten 100, and there's no way you could. Because as my business grows, what happens is your scores will change, they'll increase or they'll decrease, right? So what does your score mean? So if you are in between your 0, and some people have gotten 0s and all this, which is great, because it's like when you go to the mall and there's that little guy and it says you're here, and then you figure out how to get to Victoria's Secret or how do you get to whatever store you want to go to. You look for that little dot that says you are here. That's all this is. So I want you to look at if you're here, like if you're between 0 and 20, right? This is 911. Yes.
Before you go into what the numbers mean, can we go through one more time the list from 1 to 10?
Yes, we can.
That would be awesome.
Yes. So number 1 is I understand my ideal client. And my ideal client, remember, is someone who can pay me. They're not just great, but they can afford you. You have a strong sales strategy online, and I want to say offline as well. You have an automatic follow-up sequence. You have a strong and effective lead magnet and list building strategy. You have a clearly defined product suite, and we call that our revenue wheel. You have a social media strategy. You have a strong marketing plan. You understand your pricing and your pricing model, and you charge what you're worth. You have your back-end systems in place, and you have set your goals. And right now, at the end of the year, you're looking at what did I do in 2019 and what am I doing in 2020? So this becomes the barometer. And again, it was on a scale of 1 to 10. 10 mean you rocked it. 1 mean I kind of suck at that, Suze. And wherever you are is perfect. All right, so I want you to look at where am I? So if you're under 20, we're in 911. Let's go back to the basics. Let's go back to establishing the firm, right? Let's go back to that you're still in the birth stage, and you can be in the birth stage for a long time. You're not necessarily just because you just started your business. The birth stage is all about putting the systems in place. It's getting the right team in place, right? The first person I always hire, Marcus, is my operations person. Because as I'm building the business and as I'm creating money, I need somebody to be managing that business. So you're in birth stage. You're in the fighting for existence and survival. From 30 to 50, you start to come in through breakthrough stage. This is where you start working on your finances. You really have a strong, profitable foundation. You're not completely profitable, but you have a profitable foundation. You're ready for growth and you're ready to take off. Businesses stay in this breakthrough stage for years. So this is if you're a 30 to a 50. The maturity stage is when you're constantly tweaking, you're constantly looking, you're going, what am I going to add to my product suite this year? The biggest mistake I see, Marcus, and people starting a business is they try to launch every product at the same time, which just makes your marketing team crazy, your operational team crazy. It makes you crazy because a confused mind will not purchase anything. And so you can see below, like I make some recommendations. So you can go to our site. We've got a 10 points to profit. This training, you can download it again, listen to it again, rate yourself again. Just go to the website and download it so that you have it as your arsenal. Because sometimes you need to hear something over and over and over again in order for it to stick, right? So if you're in the birth stage, you want to get the book, Power Your Profit, because this is hand-holding you through building $1 million platform, right? I've built 2 $10 million companies. I've had 7 companies in my career as an entrepreneur and building businesses and selling business. This is fun for me, right? This is amazing for me. So if you're in the breakthrough stage, you can go to our website. We've got the Big Money Business Summit. And that's 3 days of this, what we just went over. Intense, looking at your business, unpacking it all, and getting a really clear plan on what I need to do next. And then in maturity stage, we have something called global leadership. We can work on a one-on-one basis to help grow your business. But there's tools for every area of your business. Don't suffer. Right? Look at who are the experts that I need in this next year so that I can grow my business, I can leverage my business, I can leverage my time, and we can build you a multi-million-dollar platform. Because that's my goal. I want you in the top 1%. Every business owner should be in the top 1%. We're making it too hard. You're making $1 million too hard. Right? Goal 1 is that you gross $1 million. Goal 2 is now we make $1 million. Right? That means that's my paycheck. So I'm excited to support you in this process and excited to help leverage what you're up to and what you're doing. So you want to ask any questions about that, Marcus? Oh, you're muted. You're muted. You're muted. Can't hear you. Can't hear you.
Well, I guess it would help if I'm not muted in order for you to hear me, right?
I can't hear you.
And it was so good. I was so fluid just now.
So good.
I had everything. I had the swag. I had the motion. Okay, you can hear me now?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. So we encourage everyone, please do enter your questions Susie will be back also for a live Q&A. We have a couple of questions coming up right now that I want to make sure we address with you, Susie. And if you have questions, we love to get those questions. So please do submit those to us. You can submit them right on this page as well. You can also reply back to any of the emails that you got notifying you about the session, notifying you of how to join the session. We'll make sure we gather all of those and ask Susie live those questions, and hope you'll be able to attend that live session because, as you can tell, a gold mine right here in Susie Carter. So, Susie Carter, I do have a couple of questions for you. First of all, amazing. Thank you so much for sharing those 10 points with us. It's something that I think that is so, especially with social media, a lot of people don't see the, as we say, the test to get to the testimony. We don't see the story to get to the glory. Social media is all full of the glitz and the glam, but we don't never see the wham and the bam to take to get to the glam, right? And you're giving us all of that behind the scenes, and I think that is so crucial. And one thing we see a lot of, and you mentioned it, a lot of businesses try to launch so much at one time, and it drives everyone crazy, especially them themselves. What is something that you've seen, or do you have any strategies for how someone can prioritize what they should launch, when, and in what order?
Yes. First, very important, write this down. Start with your business plan. There's no way you can work with me or somebody like Marcus. It's like pulling it out of your head, right? So if you take the time, I promise you, if you take the time, it's like putting 10 units of energy in to get 1 unit of result. Once we get the momentum going, you'll put 1 unit of energy in to get 10 units of result. So your business plan will give you that bird's eye view, that 30,000 foot view of what do you want your business to be? Who do you want to be in the marketplace? Who's the ideal client? Where am I going to find them? So then when you start working with your finance people, your marketing team, a strategic coach, it's like, oh, let me help you. And your business will grow like wildfire. So take that time to make sure that you put it in place. When I stop and make my clients do this, miracles occur in their business. They think it's magic. It's not magic. I just made you get clear. Clarity is key. Clarity will allow you to hit your revenue goals faster and hit your benchmarks faster.
I love that. Oh, I love that. I hope you all are listening. This is really, and it's so important that you're saying this because a lot of businesses, and it's not your fault. You come to us with what you see. You see the mass amounts of advertising, mostly by Fortune 100 and 500 companies on television and on Facebook, and they have what we call the numbers to play the numbers game. They have the finances, the people, the time, etc. And a lot of times small business owners are trying to mimic that. A lot of times we don't have $1 million an hour to spend on promotion, right? So how do we counterbalance that? And this background, this foundational work is so pivotal. So I'm so glad you mentioned that. So glad you brought that up. So don't sleep on it. I know it's not the fun part of what, everybody wants the, we kind of live in a microwave society, but do this and you will really reap the benefits. I like to cook, and I like to say the best meals, they don't come from the microwave, they come from the oven. They come from some loving in the oven. I just made that up. I might use that.
You tell he's a marketer. But there are some great softwares out there that you can use so that you're not starting from scratch. Use the softwares. That I use one from, it's called Business Power Tools. And I raised $2.3 million on that business plan, $3.3 million total with 2 separate businesses. So I'm not a professional business plan writer. I just knew my market. I knew what I wanted to do, created it, had the graphic designer make it pretty, and we started raising money. So you don't have to be a professional business plan writer. It gives you templates. It gives you examples so that you can go, oh, this is what they mean by that. I'm a Xerox machine. Just show me and I can do it. I can do whatever. Just show me. Show me how to do it, and then I'll do it.
Oh, I love that. Absolutely love that. Also, what would you say is probably your greatest lesson that you've learned from being in business and from what you've seen from other business owners?
That's juicy. I would say the first thing is don't compare your start to somebody else's middle or their finish, right? We get so, like you said, with social media, glamorized by where somebody is. And the reality is you are where you are. That's what I love about the assessment, because it allows me to see where I'm at. I don't want to, start and go, oh, I should be where Marcus is. I should be where JJ Virgin is. I should be where Tony Robbins is. Whatever, shoulda, coulda, woulda, whatever. Where are you? And what action do you need to put in place right now? So when I get caught up I was just at this group, and you have to do 7, 8, 9 figures. You have to get a letter from a certified accountant saying that that's what your business does. So it's no joke. They don't let anybody in. And I walked in the door, Marcus, and I could feel myself getting small. Like, oh my gosh, like these are the women in our industry, right? They are some powerhouses, $30 million companies, right? I'm the baby of the group, right? I'm like, I'm just here. I'm used to being the boss and the coach of everybody. And I'm like, I'm just here. And so now you go, oh, okay. So I just felt myself get small for a minute. I'm like, wait a minute. I have some amazing things. Quit comparing yourself to where they are. You're here because you want to learn. So be the student. So I think sometimes because who we are as business people, we have to be the leader all the time. We forget how to be the student. And so allowing yourself to be the student and not have to be perfect all the time gives opening for possibility.
Oh, I love that. I forget who said it. But they said comparison is the thief of all joy.
Yes.
And it is so, so true and so easy now, especially with social media, especially when you walk into a room like that. I remember when I the first couple of years, actually, that I was a student of Susie Carter, my coach. I did the whole shrinking thing, and you're not living in your light. You're not letting your light shine. But being a student, I found it real interesting when Oprah Winfrey, somebody who I definitely admire and look up to, a lot of people that I know admire and look up to her. She said she has nearly 7 mentors or 17 mentors. It's a lot of mentors. She has 17 mentors or 7 mentors and coaches. So no matter where you are, Tiger Woods, when, at least in his prime, I don't know if he's still playing now or not, but he had several coaches. Each coach was for something very specific in his game. Michael Jordan, several different coaches, right? And so no matter where you are, even when you get to the top of your game, you won't be there, because when you get to the top of your game in your perspective now, your mindset will be different, your mind shift will be different, and you'll have desires and visions for an even higher mindset. So no matter where you are, no matter how big you get, having coaches is what's going to take you to that next level and help accelerate your progress as well. So I'm so glad you said that.
Yeah, and that was Theodore Roosevelt that said it.
Was it now?
Yes.
Okay.
Look, that's teamwork makes the dream work. So what I'll say about coaches, Marcus, is make sure you qualify your coach. There's so many coaches out there right now.
Yes.
Look at what results have they created for other clients. So for me, if I'm a money coach, what have my clients done? Right? What did they add? Revenue stream? Did they add profitability? Like what? For Marcus, it's like, how many clients did you get in? What's the social stats? Like, show me real examples. Don't just because somebody calls them that or they refer to you, do your own due diligence, because there's a lot of people out there that aren't necessarily qualified. Marcus knows there's a lot of marketers out there that aren't qualified, right? There's a lot of finance people that aren't qualified. So what is that going to be for you? And do your own due diligence.
I love that. It's so important. And right now you have someone who has done the due diligence, the profit coach, Susie Carter, right here with you. So this is amazing, Susie. I cannot tell you like the amount of information and knowledge that I've gotten just in this session. I've been with you now, I forget, 5 years. And I still learn something every single time that we are together. So this is just absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing.
What I love that
were you about to say something?
What I love that Marcus said is I've been with you for 5 years. And it's not that Marcus is slow. It's just every year his business is different than where it was the year before. So his questions are different. His stretch is different. I think when you first started, you were just really launching the business that you're in, right?
It was, I was still doing very passive consulting.
So wow, 5 years later, you look at where it was to where it is. It's a completely different business. So you're never done. And I just want to reiterate that, because we think we're done, forget it. We might as well dig the hole, because we're never done.
Oh gosh, yeah. Please, no digging a hole for at least another 80 years for me. 80
right.
years. Awesome sauce. One question we get a lot from small business owners, and I really knowing you for so long, I know you can shine on this as well, and it pivots just slightly, but I think it's still extremely relevant. People talk about work-life balance and running their business, trying to grow their business and still be a mom and still be a wife and things of this sort. And I want to ask your opinions on that. One thing that a mentor told me, which really helped me put things in motion, was as opposed to thinking of work-life balance. When we think of balance, like nothing in life is really balanced. Like your movie has highs and lows. That's what makes it fun. Your music has highs and lows. So he compared it to harmony, everything. So work-life harmony is what we like to call it. Do you have some advice for the business owners on work-life harmony and how they can really, grow the business and still be that great wife, grow that business, still be that great husband, grow the business, still be that great mom, dad, sister, brother, etc.?
So this one I seem kind of out of the blue, but this is how you decide. First of all, I think balance is a delusion, right? It's an illusion or a delusion. There's no balance. Because when you're growing a business, again, you're putting 10 units of energy in to get 1 unit of result. Right. Once the momentum's going, then you're going to spend more time at home because now the business is going. Right. So that's one piece of it, to go. I love that word. I want harmony. I want holistic success. Right. For my business, for my family, for my life. The second thing is, what are your core values? If money is a core value, if work is a core value, you'll never spend time with your family. My core value is my family. So love, peace, joy, hope, inspiration for all people. Like that's who I am as a person. There's nothing in there about money. There's nothing in there about prosperity, not in my core values of who I am as a woman. Now, I love my clients. I was talking to a coach today and I'm like, is it funny that we end our calls with, I love you, I can't wait to talk to you again. It seems hokey, but I truly care about my clients and I do love them. It's like an agape love. It's not like, my man love or my child love, but it's an agape love. I'm proud of them. I'm proud of what they had to get through, sometimes just to get on the phone with me. That's a breakthrough, just to go, I'm going to show up again because she scares me. I think that's hilarious, but I understand that I can scare people.
It's a good scare.
What are those core values and decide? And then the second piece is put it in the schedule. If it's not in the schedule, it's not getting done. So if I don't put my workout in the schedule, if I don't put checking my email in the schedule, if I don't put eating lunch in the schedule, if I don't put date night in the schedule, it's not going to get done. I'm too busy. And there's always, 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 say it with me, always, say it with me, always work to be done. It's never done. And so I literally, Marcus, had to put on my schedule completion of my day. That means you're done. Because I would stay in the office till 8, 9 o'clock at night because I'm trying to get done to get caught up for tomorrow. And the reality is I'm not going to. Like what's in my schedule gets done. So plan your life. It's not your day. It's plan your life so that your life serves you. I plan my vacations a year in advance. I plan my time with my children a year in advance, like the vacation, like the getaways or my girlfriend time. That goes in first. And then all the business stuff goes in. And then all the appointments go in. Like the big chunks of time, I schedule those in first so that I don't forget me, because we forget ourselves. Like taking care of your health and well-being. Especially men are much better at this than women. So men will take care of themselves. You'll go high. You'll go have your cave time. We don't even know how to do that. And so we've got to layer it into our calendar to go, I just need to schedule this time to go get a massage. Get my nails done. Get my hair done, right? If that's fun for you. Go for a walk on the beach. I was so stressed out, Marcus, that the days that I was off, I had no idea what to do. I don't know if you've ever, it's kind of like when you want to eat something, you're like, what do you want to eat? I don't even know, because you can't even. So I had to create a list of all the things I like to do to have fun, because I was just tired. I didn't want to do anything. So then you just waste the weekend or waste the day, take a nap. Not that taking naps bad, but I wasn't doing anything that was fun. I was just trying to recover from the week. So I had to make a list to go, what did I say I like to do? Oh, I like to go hiking. Oh, I like to go up to the beach. Oh, I like to go to lunch with my girlfriends. I know it sounds silly, but when you're used to being a workaholic, and we all have our isms, alcoholism, workaholism, whatever your ism is, mine was work, right? That's just the easy distraction. The work started for me when I stopped working, right? When I didn't work anymore, I'm like, well, what do I do now? I don't even know what to do. I'll just go work. To go, oh, let me have some holistic success. Work is good, but so is these other things in my life. That was a long answer.
Oh my goodness. No, that was perfect. That was perfect. I'm like, I need to take some notes on this. I'm like, but I'm facilitating, I'm hosting. So, but I need to rewatch this and take some notes on that because that was just pure gold. And you continue to just drop gold. So gold is being dropped here. I hope you have your pail handy, and I hope you are scooping up all of these great gold nuggets because this is absolutely amazing. And Susie, I can't tell you how great this has been, how great this continues to be. I know for a fact that everyone watching, everyone who will be watching the replay, everyone watching live now is getting so much tremendous value out of this. I want to ask you, are there any, I know we're coming up on the end of our session now, anything you want to leave the audience with? Anything you want to leave everyone watching and everyone who will be watching with?
Yeah, there's two things, right? And the reason people don't take action, right, is they're passive learners, right? I'm going to watch this, but you've got to do something with the information, whether it's me, Marcus, whether it's one of the other instructors, Sean or Matt or whoever, right, is we get afraid. And fear leads you to believe that where you are right now is a safe place and going forward is a risk. But the truth is, you're always at risk when you're standing still. Risk of stagnating, but more importantly, risk of missing out on your own destiny. So I want you to feel the fear, feel the uncomfortability. If someone resonated with you, then take action. Email them, call them, buy their book, buy their course, do something. Because just passive learning isn't going to get you change, isn't going to get you the results. We have to have action because action is the antidote for despair. So I challenge you, I invite you to do something radical for yourself this year and take radical action.
Well, I absolutely love that. Mic drop. Enough said.
Boom.
Wow. Susie Carter, the new author of the new book, Power Your Profits. Please check it out at poweryourprofitsbook.com. That's poweryourprofitsbook.com. A lot of freebies there that you can grab right now and get all the great juicy information as the book is being released just in a couple of months. So go ahead there, poweryourprofitsbook.com, grab those freebies. And so that you can get some more great nuggets from Susie. I mean, this is just amazing. Like I said, I've been now with Susie 5 years now. I cannot believe those 5 years have gone by so fast, and I have learned a lot. So you've been with Susie now for almost an hour from last summit and this summit. And hopefully if we can get her back on some future summits, I think that would be great as well. Not to put her on the spot, but putting her on the spot. Would love to have you back for some future summits, Susie.
Marcus, you're my tribe, you're my people. Your people are my people.
I love you, and we all love you as well. And so make sure to go to the site, poweryourprofitsbook.com. Go ahead and get on the listserv. We will see you back here at another session, at the next session. And again, remember, Susie Carter is going to be live for live Q&As. Questions that you've had, make sure you jot them down. Make sure you reply back to the emails and or leave them here on the page right below this video so that we can capture those and have them live for the live Q&A. You'll get the instructions for that in your email. Wow, another great session, and another great session is coming up. You get that information in your email as well. So thank you all so much. We'll see you in the next session. Remember, small biz better. There's so much more questions I want to ask you, Susie, but I know we got to let you go.
We'll see
you again at the next session. Thank you again so much, Susie Carter. PowerYourProfitsBook.com. Go check it out. Get those free resources. See you guys at the next session.